Okay, I would like you all to welcome our special guests. We have Linda Gomez and her daughter Ashley. So
All right.
welcome them to the show. This is Speak Up World. So I'm so glad to have both of you here.
Yeah.
Linda is the founder of Fullips.com, and that's a full lip enhancer type product. And I'm going to show you because she was kind enough to send me some. So it comes in this nice little packaging. I'm going to open one up and just show you to you. This is what the product actually looks like. It's a very simple product, but she's going to tell us all about it. But I loved how she put it in this little nice dainty bag. So this is how it comes. Oh yeah, there you go. So I love that.
I'm the only one here without a product bag, I guess so.
Absolutely. For those who are watching live, feel free to ask questions. We'll get to as many of them as soon as possible. If, like I said, just put them right on the column there. So Linda and Ashley, tell me, maybe we start with Linda since she's the founder. Tell me a little bit about your company and what it is that each of you do.
Well, Ash does all the things that require brain power, but I actually, 10 years ago when I turned 50, found that my lips were thinning and tried to come up with some ideas that might help plump them without having to do anything invasive. And so I knew that if someone was sucking on your lips for whatever reason, to kind of plump them up. So kind of with that in mind, I thought, obviously, you're not going to ask your husband or partner to suck on your lips every time you're going to go out. Well, it might be more fun. I don't know. So I started trying to figure out how I could do that myself, and couldn't find anything online that would do that for me. So I started experimenting on sucking on various things around the house. And
I love how she says that.
And then
sounds a little bit freaky, Linda. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. It sounds way worse than it was. Although I think there were many times that my husband came in on me sucking on something and wondered what in the world I was doing. But trial and error. I realized that I could create self-suction, and did that, and started playing with prototypes, and had a friend of ours that worked with actually aluminum, the original prototypes. No, that's not true. The original ones were clay. Then we went to aluminum. And then, I initially played with all kinds of things and modified them and sizes and shapes. And I probably have, I don't know, what do you think, Ash? 200-300 shapes, sizes, of prototypes that it took years to actually then get to a point where I thought, okay, these three sizes and shapes seem to fit most, not everybody, but most. So,
okay.
Then used Google, tried to figure out, now what do I do? How do you get a patent? How do you get a mold? And actually found a prototype maker on Craigslist that was patient and wonderful. Everybody along the way had to have a lot of patience because I had no clue what I was doing. So I had smart kids and lots of friends and positive helpers, and Fullips was born. We filed for a patent in 2009, I think. Came up with the name 2008. Had prototypes way before that, but I just had no idea. Everything was so slow to make it happen. Learning as I went. Yeah,
you did. You made it happen. That's absolutely fantastic that you had an idea and you made it come to life. You don't know how many people have an idea and they never follow through with it, or they start and they get discouraged and they don't know where to go because they have an invention, and then you have all these companies ripping them off. But Ashley, let's go back. Tell me a little bit about your role at the company.
So I'm in-house counsel. One of my major things I'm dealing with right now is we're dealing with a lot of counterfeits.
Right.
So I think that's been a really big challenge for the whole team. We're actually just a small family business. It's, me, mommy, my sister, my future brother-in-law, my cousin Tisha, and my little brothers. So dealing with that and trying to figure out how to battle China, or I'm sorry, I should say Chinese counterfeits, has been quite a challenge for us recently.
Well, we're going to talk about that a lot on the show because people don't realize how bad it is and alternatives and things like that. So we're going to get into that. But people want to know the basics about this little product first. They want to know, we got questions like, how do you keep your lips from being black and blue? How long does it last? So tell me a little bit about the product, Linda.
So first of all, size does matter. Like I can't use the large. It's way too big for me. My lips are too thin. And so you have to.
Your mom's a mess.
Oh my God, I love my mother. She's the funniest person I know.
I love it.
So I use
sizes.
There's 3 different sizes: small oval, medium oval, and a large round. And the small oval is the one that I use, and I use it vertically. The key is when you're first starting, always we say gentle suction, relax your lips into the enhancer, and check often when you're first starting. And then
I've never done this before.
Watching you girls, that's so fun. Ash does all of our videos, so she's an expert.
And I use them every day.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so if you use them too hard, too much suction, leave them on too long when you first start, they absolutely can bruise your lips. So the directions are really clear, but sometimes people get excited and think, this is pretty simple. How hard would it be to suck on this thing? And they do, and they suck really long and hard. And then we get an email like, oh my goodness, my lips are bruised. What should I do? So we send out bruise tips, but we hope that it doesn't happen.
So the ideal time to do this is how long?
We suggest 15 to 30 seconds when you're first starting. The key is to do it, gentle suction, relax your lips into the enhancer. And how weird does that sound? I know, but it
works.
It works. And then how long it lasts is going to vary per person. Somebody young like Ash is going to she's better hydrated, her hormones are better. She's young, and at 60, my age, you're not going to get near as long out of it. The max I get is 4 hours.
4 hours is pretty good, I think.
Yeah, and but it starts to go down. So I get, when it's probably by 2 hours, I can tell they're starting to go down. But we say it's sort of like plumping gloss. Mm-hmm. So use it like before you retouch up your lipstick. So I use it in the morning. If I'm not going anywhere, I probably don't use it at all. But if I'm going somewhere, I use it, put on the rest of my makeup, and then when I'm ready to touch up my makeup, I do it again and then reapply my lipstick. So
perfect.
I use mine all the time.
Yeah, she does.
So wait, my husband asked. He said, "So you're on a date, and you plumped up your lips, and you're looking all pouty and sexy, and it starts to go down. What do you do? Do you run to the restroom, like you're applying your lipstick, and redo it? Do you keep it with you?"
Well, I keep mine in my purse all the time.
Okay.
Literally all the time. But I do the same way I would like a lip gloss. When you go to the powder room, you just kind of, and then there you go.
I wouldn't pull it out at the dinner table and start liking on it, but it's not like.
Well, that might be sending the wrong message.
Yeah, I guess you could, but I don't typically, but somebody else might.
I'm pretty sure I have before.
Yeah, I think you have before. Actually, about 2 weeks ago, I recall someone asking, "How do you use it?" And
I'm like, "Oh, here you go. I'll show you."
I have customers that are so fun. They will send pictures of themselves in the car, at work, in a bathroom.
Oh, that'd make great Instagram pics.
No, they do. Really,
That's
we've
awesome.
got seriously the nicest, most fun customers.
Oh, they're lovely.
Yeah. The other thing is that it's not like all of a sudden you're got big lips and then you have no lips. I mean,
It's not like a Cinderella at midnight moment, right?
No.
Okay.
And it's not like they're so big that when they go down, it's going to be really noticeable. So, the idea
Is a natural
plump. And then by the time you have your lipstick and your lip liner and that kind of stuff on, it's not like your lips just disappear. So you're still okay.
Okay. So someone asked, where do you get it from? I just posted her website. And just if we're going to talk about this counterfeit thing, do not get it from eBay. And we're going to tell you why in just a little bit. Do not buy from eBay. Go to her website, fullips.com, and that's only 2 L's in there. So make sure you go
Yes.
to fullips.com. Not
3 L's will take you to another kind of site. So yeah, you don't want to go there. Yeah.
Okay. See, this is a fun product, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna have a good time. Okay. So I wanted you to get into a little bit. So you have this product, and you guys also sell the plumping lip gloss too. So can you use them together? So when you start to feel it go down a little bit, maybe you can't get anywhere and do this private. Maybe you can put your plumping lip gloss on. Will that work?
You can, and it's a mild gloss. There are probably stronger ones out there. It's not going to, if you use it by itself, it's a nice gloss in general. It's not sticky. It's not, good colors.
I know you gave me some. I love it.
Oh, good.
I love the bronze one.
Yeah, it tingles
that a lot.
Yeah, the bronze is pretty.
So it's more of a nice gloss. I would not think that if you just used it by yourself, it's probably not going to give you a whole lot of plumping action.
Okay.
Go
ahead. Oh, I'm sorry. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was say we also just recently introduced liners and lipsticks too. So we're starting to expand the our store.
Okay. Do me a favor, for both of you, just smile for a minute. I'm going to take a still shot.
Wow.
Hold on. Mommy, move your computer back like literally just 1 inch.
Okay.
It's fine. She looks great.
Okay, perfect.
All right, smile.
I can see all of you.
Just look at the camera and smile. Take a couple. This is for promo for later. All right. So, as you guys, let's go back for a minute. Linda said she was 60 years old.
Yes.
Can you give her some props for that? Because holy moly, you look amazing for 60 years old. I'm going to make sure I give you props because that's amazing. I mean, you look great. So now something went well. Tell me, let's go back because I'm not even following my questions I had for you. What was your big
because I ramble when I talk and probably cover,
It's okay. It's such a fun product. We're having such a great time. It doesn't matter. We'll get to all the questions. But what was your big break? Because you are an encore entrepreneur. You started this, 50 years old. So that's, late start in life when everyone thinks all the entrepreneurs are like 20 somethings. So
yes.
You started this company and then you had a big break. What was that?
Well, what I did was, first of all, before I forget, it really doesn't matter how old you are. I really encourage everybody, 50, 60, 70, if you've got 20, if you've got an idea, do it. And it's okay to do it slow and a little bit at a time. So, you don't want to mortgage the house for it. But okay, so that was I don't want to forget to encourage people to do that. But
Absolutely.
To answer your question, sorry. I used to go to every inventors meeting that I could find. Local things, Googled things, talked to people, signed up on Facebook, on Twitter. I follow on LinkedIn. If it had the word inventor in it, I followed it. And I learned a lot. I learned one of the other really important things is these are all things that you can do yourself, little by little, and cheaper and stay away from the scams. Oh my goodness. If somebody says, no, really, I can do this for you and give me so much money, you just really don't go down that path. I'm sure there are wonderful, legit companies out there, but there are really a lot that aren't. So at one of the inventors meetings, there was a gentleman there from Sky Mall magazine, and this is when they were still in the seat pockets. Now, I think they're back, but they're no longer in the airplanes. That's my understanding. And I went with my little prototypes and asked, how this worked. And I really didn't understand the products in Sky Mall magazine, but I knew that they were all kind of weird and silly and goofy like mine. And so when I was trying to explain it to a man, and I think a woman might have gotten it, and he was such a nice guy, but he was an older man, and he kept saying, I don't understand. So you want your lips bigger? And I said, well, yeah, because I'm old and they're gone. And so he said, and would other women want their lips bigger? I said, I think so. People that I know do. And so he said, and so tell me again how you use these. And I said, well, you just suck on them, really. And so, I'm going to give you my card and send some to the office. Well, I did that. Thank goodness there were women that worked at the office, and according to him, promptly took them out and started sucking on them and thought it was silly and fun and thought it'd be a good fit. So learned a little bit about contracts and how all that worked, and we basically launched in Sky Mall magazine, which was really fun, and it got us the exposure at some point of someone from Cosmopolitan magazine. One day where we were kind of drifting along, having maybe one sale a day, maybe two, and no one knew how to use them. So I sent, all the cards had my phone number, and people would call and say, I've got this and I've read the directions, but what do I do? And so I would spend hours on the phone every day, one customer at a time. We had our videos, but they just could not understand, even though they wanted to try. So so we were getting sales from Cosmo, we're drifting in, and I'm sorry, not Cosmo, but Sky Mall. And then all of a sudden one day, orders started coming in. We're like, holy smokes, something must have happened.
Like how many to how many? Like what's the difference in the number of orders?
From like 1 to probably 20. And we were like, 20 people. Yeah, that was a lot. And so one of the wonderful young men that has been with us, he's like a son, tracked it and said, somebody posted on YouTube, and it was Cosmo, and she gave it, they have a thing called Beauty or Bullshit or something. Is that what it is, Ash?
I think so, right?
I think something like that. And she gave it beauty. So she gave it a thumbs up. And that kind of got recognition of Kathy Lee and Hoda and lots of other people that thought this was a silly, funny product. We didn't even know. All of a sudden one day, somebody would on Facebook say, hey, it looks like, I just saw you on such and such.
Broadcasts and
yes, Fox News, the anchors, and every time, of course, they were laughing and making fun and making their lips big and laughing at each other, and that was terrific. So sales, it was just nice. We were kind of coasting along and feeling pretty good and getting lots of fun exposure.
But then allegedly a celebrity that we kind of mentioned in our title.
Yes.
Allegedly got a hold of it, and people were wondering. So tell me about that, Kylie Jenner, the Kylie Jenner challenge.
Poor Kylie Jenner got connected to our product through no fault of her own, except that she'd actually gotten lip injections, as it turns out, but denied getting lip injections. So, of course, the media, doing what the media does, said, okay, if we believe her and it's really not lip injections, what could it be? Well, they decided it must be our product because we were really the only one out there that was really getting, the Today Show and Cosmo and that kind of attention at the time. So the kids, we sell, when you buy from us, you're going to get 2 basically for $20. You buy a size and we're going to include a gift. And but the kids decided that was too much, or for whatever reason, somebody did what they called the Kylie Jenner challenge, which was the worst situation ever. They were sucking on anything they could find, dangerous things, caps with sharp edges, or
champagne flutes, glass.
Yes, lots of glass. And they were doing it because they realized that the more extreme it was, the more attention it got them on YouTube. And so they would put these things on, not 15 seconds, but 30 minutes, as hard as they could. They were doing it until they bled. Well, of course, that's not the kind of, no matter, how many times we said, A, it's not our product, B, what they're doing is dangerous, nothing we would ever want to see anybody do. But it didn't matter because it was all over the internet. Well, so again, everybody assumes that Kylie Jenner's using our product. These kids are not buying our product, but they're doing the Kylie Jenner challenge. And then the press was really not so feel good because they wanted to know what we thought of this, and so we spent a lot of time saying, we think it's terrible, it's horrible what's happening, and we wish they weren't doing it, but it was, it was Kylie Jenner. It went, talk about viral. I mean, it was, the Kylie Jenner challenge was everywhere. Then there were several responsible news media people that posted and said, explained that when used properly, and lots of doctors came out and said what the kids are doing is not what this product is. Lots of doctors did come forward and said things like, it works, gentle suction, 15, 30 seconds, and it's rounded and it's soft and it's FDA approved and it's safe materials. So, that helped a little bit. But right about that time, because of all the extra attention, enter China. And I'll let Ash pick up what happened when China decided to enter the picture on us.
Before you go there, I just want to make sure everyone sees the product that just came in the room because, we always have new people coming in. This is so rounded that, it's not like the glass that people were using, and you saw some distorted lips. Like, I don't know if it was even real, but I saw on social media, but this is totally rounded and gentle, and, it's not going to cut you or anything like that. So
right.
This is a really good, I like your little lips on the bottom. Is this how we can tell that it's authentic? Like, do the other ones have it?
When China copies them, they copy everything, even my phone number on the card.
Oh, yeah, we got to talk about that. So let's talk about China since you brought it up, and welcome to everyone else who just joined because this is getting good. This is a really fun conversation we're having about sucking. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hopefully everyone's over 18.
The amount of times I use the word suck.
Oh, yeah. I think that might be in my title for Huffington Post, too. You're going to see this in HuffPost, by the way, because I write for the HuffPost. So let's talk about China, because people know that China makes knockoffs, and most people are happy about it because they can get some cheap, but they don't realize what actually happens to a small business person. So go, Ashley, tell me.
What happens. It's twofold, the business side and the customer side. Yeah.
Right.
I think there's 2 really big concerns personally. Number one, the true effect that it does have on American business and American manufacturers. Number 2, the safety for the consumer. Because if you're not buying an authentic product, you truly have no way to know what it's made of. We've even had counterfeits that we've purchased and had them sent from China to us, and have found that there are measurable amounts of lead, barium, chromium,
arsenic,
toxic chemicals. So I think consumers need to be very aware of when they purchase that they're purchasing from the manufacturer and purchasing authentic products.
And not just ours. That goes for
everything. There was actually not too long ago iPhone chargers that were being sold on a big, I won't say the name, I'll just say a web-based sales platform. And they were starting fires in people's homes. So you really just have to, as a consumer, be very aware of what you're purchasing.
Okay. And then what blew my mind, we had a discussion about this the other day, was that, I said, hey, Linda, your voicemail is full. Can you tell people why your voicemail is full? And you found that to be, because it was like, I was just blown away by this.
Yes. So as I explained when we first started, because no one had seen this product before, had any idea what to do, I included my personal cell phone number. And again, it was important. But China, or the Chinese counterfeiters, have an old card of mine. Now they have some other cards too. Now they have some more recent cards without the phone number. It still has my Facebook on it. But so those with the phone number, as soon as that particular counterfeiter that's still using those with my phone number sends out a new batch, I can tell when a whole new batch, somebody's just bought a whole bunch of counterfeits, because we actually do have a real store on eBay, and we have genuine resellers that have badges, and on Amazon, a real store. But there's so many counterfeits on there that it's really hard to even know who's real. We have a hard time finding our own store sometime. But our website's guaranteed authentic. But so when they get, maybe often when you buy a counterfeit, they send you one size. So people will call me and say, hey, I have your product and I want to exchange it. The second they call me, I'm suspect, because we don't send out cards with my phone number anymore. We have enough videos, we have customer service in place that we don't need for me to walk everybody through it. And so I say, well, where did you buy it? Oh, AliExpress, or, they'll name any number of the counterfeit sellers. And I'll say, you not only is it not my product, it's a counterfeit. The card you have is forged. Because it has my signature on it. I mean, they copy everything to a T. You asked about those little lips. Those little lips, they copy it to a T. And that's why we started having them tested, and that's when we found out that they were made, ours, like I say, FDA approved colorant, food grade.
All made in the USA.
All made in the USA. We only manufacture in the USA, always have. So if you're buying something from us, for example, and it's being shipped to you from China, it is not my product. And there's a very, very high chance that it's going to be made with toxic materials. Every knockoff we've tested has come back with measurable limits of toxic materials. So that's really scary. And not to get off topic for us necessarily, but other cosmetics. And if people Google it, they'll be shocked. And there are other things that are probably, you should not be sucking on our product with toxic chemicals for sure. But there are other things that people put right on their faces that are made with toxic chemicals, which is
even
scary.
Perfumes. There's counterfeit perfumes now.
Yes, and I think people will be shocked. A very high rate of them.
What's
in those things?
It's gross.
Yeah. Baby toys, animal chew toys. There's lots of things. So
right.
Kind of scary.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned that, because I stopped giving. Well, my dog doesn't get any treats from China because of the whole controversy of dogs dying from having treats, and no one knew they were from China. So now we know. So yeah. So I do have a problem with China. Besides that, if you order anything like clothing, it comes in fairy sizes. Like, who wears this? This is like I'm a small for real,
Yeah.
not in China. So yeah, I don't like China and stuff. Sorry, China. I don't like your products. So anyway,
And the other thing is that what people fail to realize is that when you're buying, and again, not just us, but talking about American manufacturers, that brings American jobs. And what happened to us? I mean, we were shipping to 65 countries, and we were using U.S. fulfillment centers who all brought on more people, local printing shops, local manufacturing. We were buying U.S. materials. And what did that do? It brought U.S. jobs, lots of them. And then when the counterfeits hit, of course, it knocked our sales down probably 80%.
80%. Wow.
Because if they can make them in China, because they make them from garbage material, they can make them, and there's actually a program where they can ship to the U.S. free on basically our taxpayer dollars, and they can make them, ship them, and then send them for free, cheaper than I can even make them here. And so people say, oh, well, look, it looks the same, and that's so much cheaper, I'll do that. So they're not only getting something that's potentially dangerous. What's really scary is that they're hurting the country as a whole. And so for our international buyers, really bad, because they're getting toxic things. And we had a lot of international resellers who started really small, opened stores. They were going to salons and other places, and had little family businesses that grew. You know, in the UK, we were doing just really well, and so many wonderful resellers. And then, of course, that all stopped too, because the Chinese manufacturers flooded eBay, which is where a lot of our international sellers were selling from, and Amazon, with counterfeits. So it stopped not only U.S. jobs, our printing stopped. Everybody laid off people right down the line. And
unfortunate.
Yeah, and then our resellers in the other countries also. I mean, it cost a lot of people jobs. The only ones that were benefiting were the Chinese counterfeiters. So
they are duplicating it even down to your packaging?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Some of them come with the red bags.
Yes.
How are people, regular consumers that are watching, how are they to tell the difference? What should they do?
So we actually have instructed all of our customer service support. If someone writes in, they can, ask us the seller name. We do test purchases all the time. So we're able to personally verify if someone, bought one and wants to resell it. Okay, we can verify that for them. And then we also have started a program to try to use badges so that you can verify an authorized reseller. Unfortunately, people have started now copying the badges. So the best way to do it is to actually just contact the company, and we will verify it for you.
Or just get it from your website.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. Fullips.com, very easy. Or if you just buy from our actual store on Amazon or eBay, we have a personal store.
Okay.
And if they write in, our customer service can send them the actual link as well.
Direct link to the eBay store. Okay. All right. So let me ask you, let's go back a little bit, because a lot of people are interested in starting their own businesses, et cetera. What was your initial investment to make this happen? Like, how much did you have to come out of your pocket approximately? You don't have to go details with, spreadsheets, but how much do you think it cost you to get started?
Because of the way I did it over so many years, and kind of little tiny bits at a time, it was really pretty reasonable. And what I mean by that, probably the mold was the most expensive, and the patent. But both of those things, especially the patent, when I had no idea how you get a patent. And so I started calling and setting up meetings with attorneys. And I had attorneys say, well, it could range anywhere from $5,000 to $50,000. Well, that's a big range. I can save $5,000, but $50,000, that's probably not going to happen in my lifetime to try to get this patent and try to get something rolling. And so what I found out is if you look, you will find there are attorneys out there, and I ended up with a wonderful attorney that said, I'll do it for a flat fee. And that meant, you know, he said, here's the filings. These are what the actual costs are. This is what my time, you know, will be. And Ash, do you remember? Because I guess I don't remember. It's been so long what he charged. But
oh gosh, I remember it being very reasonable, but I couldn't throw out a figure without checking.
Yeah, but anytime somebody will give you a hard, flat, fixed fee, that's what you need to do. And if they're like, oh, but it might, you know, we might have to add, say, no, because you need a number so you can figure out, I can save that, I can, you know, maybe bring in a partner, I can, whatever I need to do, but you need to know what your numbers are. Because if you don't, now you're halfway there and you're like, wait, what do you mean it's now I have to give you another $5,000? You know, I don't have that, and then everything stops. So have in writing solid numbers. And then the other thing is, it is more expensive when you first start because you're not going to buy 1,000 of something. So when I first went to the printer, I said, you know, how about 100 cards? And she said, well, you know, it's cheaper if you buy 500. And I said, yeah, but I can't afford 500. And so,
nor do I know if I need them.
Right. Yeah. And so there are other ways that you can do that. You know, you can start with printing at home. I use stock boxes and didn't know those are called stock Playcon boxes, because for packaging, when I started looking at what it cost to get boxes, they were expensive. And again, you had to do 1,000 at a time. And so, but you can go on the internet. And so your per package cost is a little bit more when you're first starting because you're buying such small quantity. But it's really worth it because one of the things that I learned going to these inventors meetings, there was a gentleman, an older gentleman, who basically got taken. And his garage was full of travel razors
that was so sad.
It was so sad that you were supposed to fill with your cream. He went to China, he kind of got scammed. And what were he, 70-something years old, Ash? And not only did they not work, he had to buy thousands and thousands. They were in boxes in his garage. And so he had invested his entire life savings because he was sure this was going to make them rich and finish off their golden years or something. And so start slow. It's, you know, don't think just because you think it's a great idea. Sometimes it's hard, and I had to do lots of adjustments on these. And there are, you know, also be careful not to let other people rain on your parade, because people are also really quick to say, oh, you know, my friend had an idea and it didn't work. And, you know, but if you're really sure, then little by little, take it slow and do one step at a time. Don't put out huge amounts of money, and don't let others talk you out of it. But if you head down a thing and you can't ever sell anything, you're sure not going to now go, oh, but, you know, maybe I just need more, and then I lower the price and I put more money into it. It's important to know when to stop.
Right.
And, you know, we've looked at other options and that I thought were really good ideas, and we pulled back because as we started kind of asking around, we weren't really sure it was going to be an asset to the company. And so we thought, nope, we're not going to do that. So I think, yeah, it's kind of a gray area there. You want to do it and go forward and not let other negative people talk you out of it, but don't bet the farm either. Don't quit your day job, unless, you know, it's already selling and going crazy, then I guess you can afford to quit your day job.
But one thing Mom did, I mean, she truly invested a lot of time and effort into researching all of the sources, regardless of whether it was the attorney or the mold maker. Mom knew more about plastic and the different kinds of chemicals and the different types than I think most scientists do. Like, she truly spent the time, and she was patient and made it happen.
Great.
Every step of the way.
So you guys got a lot of press from the Cosmo video, from Cosmopolitan magazine. Robin just joined us. I wanted to show her. This is a product that can enhance your lips, you know, when I'm a little plumper. I think this is really, really cool, and it actually works. It lasts for hours, and you know, it's just like using lip plumping lip gloss, but better. You know, for me, if you look at my side profile, see, Linda, I told you I had a bigger bottom lip than top lip, so I don't know if it's possible. Yeah, how do you do that? Show me, Ashley, how you do it.
Okay, it looks weird, but it works. It's actually kind of hard to explain. You kind of have to use your tongue and like put it on the top lip, and then use your tongue as opposed to your bottom lip, and then still use the suction.
Wow.
So
okay.
I know it's weird, but if you play around with it, you'll totally get it.
The funny thing is, if we are on the front page of Blab and people seeing us doing this, it's going to get a lot of attention, I think. We're going to have a lot of men all of a sudden join in, like, what's all this sucking going on over here with these three ladies? We're going to think we're doing some kind of a naughty session.
Weird, kinky video. Yeah.
But it's okay. It's okay. Like I said, we have a lot of fun. So that was your first big ad, basically, that you got for free. How do you advertise now? I know you have your website, but do you advertise?
You know, we are just now looking at going into brick and mortar. So kind of changing the scope of just online. We still use Amazon ads and Instagram, love Instagram. And just, you know, in New York, for example, we're in 24 of the Ricky's of New York stores.
Ricky's. I love
Ricky's. Yeah. Yes, they're wonderful people. Great store, wonderful people.
So nice.
And it's been kind of fun because we hadn't really thought about brick and mortar because online was what we knew and what we did. So we're kind of in a growth and a learning stage again. And we have done. We've been really lucky. This month, I think we're in Cosmo, Germany.
Oh, nice.
Last month was Cosmo, was that US?
UK for sure.
UK, yeah. And
US was last month, right?
I think so. And then Vogue UK. And so they're still, you know, lucky for us. You know, every once in a while we'll show up somewhere fun for that, like that, which has been really nice. But our main advertising is still online. This year, we're going to be doing holiday gift guides. We've had several companies contact us and say, you know, because we're small and red and do well for stocking stuffer kind of thing.
Stocking.
It's also perfect for Valentine's Day with the lips. And guys, if you want to get your girls fuller lips or, you know, practice just getting fuller lips, we'll say.
Yes, and actually we've recently been contacted from some adult shops too. So apparently.
What? Well, that's interesting.
Yes, and we're happy to supply.
Who doesn't want bigger lips, you know?
There you go.
Right. Okay. All right.
Our tagline, which was really, it was really innocent when it came about, and it took me a while to understand why every time I said it,
people laughed.
Giggled, yeah. Because
why did they laugh? I didn't hear that.
Because I went into a meeting where it was a PR company, actually. One of the early kind of things where I was trying to figure out how you get your product out there. And the big conference table. I was so nervous, and like I'm nervous now. I don't do well on camera. So uncomfortable ever being on camera.
You're doing fine.
But so I'm sitting at this big conference table, half men, half women, with my little red suckers in my hand, and the head of the PR company said, "Well, okay, so explain to us what you've got and how does it work?" And I said, "Oh, it's easy. You just put it to your lips and suck." And everybody, it went dead quiet, and then they just started to laugh. And I was so awkward. I thought they were just laughing at the product. I thought they were laughing at me. And then I went home and I told everybody that, there it is, that I said, I don't know how it went, and told them what I said and what happened. And of course, it was probably Ash that said, "Yeah, Mom." That's why they were laughing.
Most people don't use the word suck in a business scenario situation. Yeah. That's usually like one of those words you just don't use in the office,
And then it became our tagline because,
because it's funny and accurate.
And it's true.
It's a fun product, Linda and Ashley. It's a fun product to even talk about. If you're having like a PJ party with your girlfriends and you want to just show them your new product, I can see a whole bunch of laughs, jokes, and then when they see it works, they're going to be ordering it.
We've had bridal parties, we've had parties. Yeah, so
I can see that.
It's
fun.
And it's fun to work with family, so.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then, we also,
later.
After Cosmo, we really ended up having some amazing beauty bloggers. Michelle Fan,
yes.
XOXO
I know.
Shannon, is that how you say it? Anyway, and then Dress Your Face on Instagram, Glam by Marianne, Manal.
And they're so nice, and they're young, and they're energetic and positive, and it's just so, like, we really do appreciate them, supporting us.
Yeah.
Okay. And we're going to start to wrap up a little bit, but I want to make sure I
didn't even notice the time. It went really fast.
It goes so fast when you're live. When the replay is a little longer feeling, but if anyone has any questions, make sure you throw them in there. Now's your chance. But I do want to talk a little bit about having family as business partners and working with you. So how did that come about? So you were able to hire them, right? So tell me about that.
So it started off kind of one at a time. I gently wrote them in. And Ashley's actually an attorney by trade. And her very first, most important thing with the company was doing our videos, because I didn't ever have the guts to do them. And she was
I have no shame, I'll do it.
And kind of one by one, she left her firm and came with the company. My future son-in-law, also an attorney, left his firm, came with the company. My two boys, my oldest daughter, who's about to have my third grandchild, by the way.
Congratulations.
My husband, who has, when we were first starting, did and packaged, and before we had big fulfillment companies. Jeff, wonderful young man that's been with us. Matter of fact, also since day one. So my niece, Brooklyn, we have just the best group. The toughest part about being the mom boss is that sometimes I want to wear my mom hat and my boss hat.
I could never separate the two.
It's really tough because, I can't tell if I'm being too picky because I'm the mom, or sometimes I let things slide, or some of both. But
at the end of the day, it evens out, right?
Yeah, and they're very patient with me because sometimes I'm a lot older, clearly, and I'm 60, and so I'm not as good, and it takes me a while sometimes to understand things. So I ask.
That's so not
over, like, wait, why are we doing that? Especially legal things, because sometimes I like to do it the old-fashioned way on a handshake.
Oh, that I don't like.
No, and when
you're an attorney, you're not supposed to like that.
When three of the kids,
no handshakes.
Yeah, two of my girls and my future son-in-law are attorneys, and so it drives them crazy. They're like, "No, you cannot do that."
A handshake is fine after a well-drafted contract is signed. Then handshake.
There you go. There you go. So we have a question. What new products might be coming out? Are you developing anything else now?
We are. We are.
Can you talk about it a little
I
bit?
can't yet. If this was about 3 weeks from now, but it's going to be geared more towards older women.
Okay.
And I can share that what I did. I now have write a beauty column here in Las Vegas for one of the small papers, and started taking, and on my blog, questions like, so at our age, what are your other issues? And necks was a big issue. So
that's my pet peeve.
Well,
if I ever have to go under the knife for cosmetic surgery, that would be it. I hate
that'll be the first one. Okay, well,
we
might have to just be sending you. I have to get your opinion.
Okay, sure. I'll be your tester. I'll be your guinea pig.
There we go. Ash, before I forget, what do you? Why am I spacing on Manal's?
Wake Up and Makeup.
Wake Up and Makeup. She has been such an amazing support that she was the one that said, just get on camera, basically. You just got to do it.
Yeah, so get over it and just get on there.
When I got the contact from you, I kept remembering her words, and I thought, okay, I could do this. So anyway.
You're doing a fantastic job. I mean, for you to be shy about it, I think you're doing great today, right? Everybody, I think you're doing great. So I'm very proud of you that you came on and you did this. Now, let me ask you the last question. Because some people want to know, what one thing do you think you do a day that helps you with your success? And it might be Ashley or you, Linda, can answer.
Okay, for me, customer service. Love our customers, and I absolutely believe they are always right. And my family could not do any of this. This company would fold in an hour.
Knock on wood.
You know what? We're done. We're leaving you, Mother. It would be over. So customers and my family, and never, ever, ever underappreciate people that stick by you.
Okay. No, sounds absolutely great. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Ashley.
Thank you
Please
so
give
much.
them some props for coming. I really appreciate it. I always give you props because I really am very happy to have you ladies. Now, be sure to follow Linda and Ashley on both Twitter and Blab, and us on We Speak World. You see us up there, so click. You can also tell all of your friends still, because the replay will be available shortly after we're finished. And that's pretty much it. I just want to thank you guys for coming, and I'll see everyone here in the Blabosphere soon. So unless you have any other questions, we're going to call it a day.
Janice,
right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We truly appreciate your time.
No,
everybody
thank
that
you
tuned
so much.
in. And
Yes,
thank you
guys too so much.
And having us on.
Well, no, thank you. And ciao, everybody. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Okay.